most accomplished quarterback anybody's ever seen. Playing each other on national television should be awesome.
And now we know, because Brady has made comments about Peyton Manning, that these little matchups, they are extra special.
Absolutely.
All right, finally, the Rams are not resting on their laurels at 8-0. They traded for Dante Fowler from the Jags in exchange for a third-round pick this year and a fifth-round pick next year. All right, CC, how much better does Fowler make the Rams?
Oh, he makes them better right now. And it's not just because of his skill set. It's not because of what they have inside. It's because of what they have in the locker room. And I believe they really have a special coach in Wade Phillips. He was on the staff, the first staff that I got drafted into, Philadelphia. So I spent my first 3 years in the NFL. And there's some great coaches, but, man, he is right up there with them. And he never would be great as a head coach, but as a leader for a defense, teaching different defenses, being very, very aggressive, dealing with personalities. I mean, you're talking about millennials. It doesn't even matter. Baby boomers. Man, he has seen it all and has adapted. And it just seems like that we don't understand sometimes the connective tissue between coaches and the players. Belichick has it in a special way, and man, Wade has this in spades. And what he does for players to be able to resurrect their career and put them in a position to play winning football, that's what Dante Fowler is getting ready to experience. A guy who is not happy, a guy who has not performed up to his level. They're getting ready to put him outside. He is getting ready to rush the passer. And, yeah, this is one thing this team was missing, and they went out and got a very, very explosive player. I look forward to watching him play with the Rams.
And unlike the teams that picked up wide receivers, be it Golden Tate or Demaryius Thomas, see, we've talked about this. There's no system he needs to learn. What are the two things he knows how to do?
Sit, and sick him.
Yeah, that's it.
Bill Parcells.
You pass rusher, got to sit and got to go get him. And listen, Dante Fowler, he has had an up-and-down NFL career. He tore his ACL in his first OTA rookie day ever after being a top 5 pick, so he misses his first year. He then has a good second year of play, third year in the league. Last year at 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. And then this offseason, he had the incident where the traffic, he's the guy who threw the guy's groceries into the lake. Remember that story? He got in an argument with it. So he has some off-the-field stuff, but the Rams aren't worried about that. The Rams, come on.
You have an issue?
And,
this is
you know
the
what
place
we
for
want?
you.
We want talent. We trust Wade Phillips to be able to get the most out of the talent. We trust our leadership from McVay and Wade Phillips to make sure these guys stay where they need to be while they're here in the facility, that the flamboyant or combustible personalities actually is an iron sharpens iron type of thing. And this was the one spot the Rams were weak. Edge rusher. And everywhere else, they are buttoned up across the board.
I think this is a great trade for the Rams, too, because if you can see in the last 3 or 4 games, they started playing Ndamukong Suh more outside. He is not a defensive end. Now, he is a dominant force. He is a very, very good football player, but he's a defensive tackle. That's where he is going to be better suited. Now they can keep him inside with, I mean, with Aaron Donald, the way Aaron Donald is playing, and now you can keep Suh next to him, they have not been playing their best lineup because they had to move Suh to the outside. So now you move him inside. They have 16 sacks. I mean, I think Aaron Donald and Suh have 13 of the 16 sacks. So you add that speed rusher on the outside. And, Jenna, he can play in the game if we're going to play tonight, because there's a few responsibilities as a defensive end, one being contained. If there's some type of stunt, he's very, very good at that. He's going to go inside. The tackle's going to come in outside on a TE stunt. So those are the only things he needs to know. So his ability to impact a game right now is so much more significant than an offensive player, especially a wide receiver.
And this is something that's been a theme of this season, but we saw it again at the trade deadline. The teams that are contenders, that have their quarterbacks on a rookie contract, have the flexibility to make these moves. Who traded for significant players at the trade deadline? The Rams, the Eagles, the Texans. What do they all have in common? A cheap quarterback so they can take on the salary of a former top 5 pick. They can give up a 3rd and 5th round pick down the road, which they paid a high price, a 3rd and a 5th for Dante Fowler, because they think they can win, and they should believe they can win the Super Bowl right now.
If edge rusher was the only position of weakness on this team, did they do it? Did they just lock it up, basically?
Well, you can't lock it up. I mean, this team still hasn't won a playoff game together. Like, we have to see how they perform in January. But they addressed their biggest position, their only position of weakness on the team.
There were several teams that got better, and the best team in football got better. So that only helps. They're the best team right now in football.
All right, moving on to the Toronto Raptors, who are now an impressive 7-1.